Hi, hello, and welcome to the 1111 Divine Love series brought to you by Vertex. My name is Serene, Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the Divine Partnership Assessment, the benevolent aspect of the Divine Partnership Assessment. So it's the ascending sacred union, meaning we're growing into love, we're growing together versus the opposite, growing apart. You'll find that information around the new moon, give or take about half a week. And I made an oopsie. I went into a different reading. So I didn't reshuffle, but I felt weird because it's really far over to the left. Usually it's a little bit further to the, really far over to the right. Usually it's a little bit further to the left, except the way that this spread works. This is the 1111 spread, by the way. Now, I was getting two songs. You Can't Unring That Bell. I know it's You Can Ring My Bell. Ring my bell. No, also, but it was going, you can't unring that bell, that bell, that bell, ring my bell. You can't unring that bell, unring that bell. So, and then the other one was Crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Okay, so I see you at the crossroads, crossroads, crossroads. See you at the crossroads. Now, this is in the sacrifice to make on the masculine side or the extroverted side or the ascending side. Doesn't matter. You know, we can be masculine bodied or identified, assumed or identified, assigned or identified. Now, the you can't unring that bell. Somebody's buckling under the weight of their own karma. 10 of Wands. What I mean by that is there's this energy of crying after the issue or the crisis or the conflict, the conundrum, the cacophony of karma being compounded down, raining down from the sky on them. They're the cause and the effect. So they created a problem, now they're crying about it, asking for help, but they weren't helpful. They weren't loving, caring, generous, and kind, even compassionate when they were causing problems for others. But now that they are in the mess and now that they are in conflict, they need. Does that make sense? And we have to be loving, caring, and kind. It's not about us. Vengeance is the Lord. So, you know, when we got an issue with somebody, we need to take it to the altar and pray. We don't intervene for people, we intercede for them spiritually. What does that mean? It means like sometimes a person does harm us and we still need to pray about it. Because we'd rather them, first of all, we want to put that karma to bed. We don't want to deal with them in another lifetime. Secondly, um, there's a couple things actually more than secondly. Sometimes when you're a really divine being, like a chosen child, you don't want that karma following you. Even more than that is if somebody hurts our feelings or disrespects us or touches the covenant on our life, there's not that much time. There's about 16 hours before the hammer can come down on them. Now, it may take 88 days, it may take 60 years. But sometimes they're going to get snatched. And it's the same for us. We have immediate karma, instant karma, but other people have instant retribution. They'll get it back. And I've seen it. I've seen it. I could go through examples. Some of them are really terrifying. I'm talking about people breaking their back, getting in accidents on the way home, losing their job the next day, choking on their food immediately after they say something stupid to me. I don't want to scare anybody because it's not about that. And it's not me doing witchcraft. It literally is just me being blessed and favored and chosen and anointed. So y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you see people get punished and you know it's because of what they did. Because who you are is a product of what you've been doing. So that's what this 10 of Wands is talking about here. I need to go get some tea. I made a protein drink instead. You know, you can't unring that bell is about karma. And it goes both sides. It goes both ways. I mean, one, this is not the karmic read. That's the full moon. That's when you have the Rata Kugaracha letting them go, purging the swamp, flushing the toilet kind of deal, taking out the trash. This is not then. This is not that. This is when we plant seeds and we welcome in, refreshing energy. This is the people that we want to grow together with, that we can be vulnerable enough to heal together, to heal with. This is those people that we want to be honest, transparent, and vulnerable. These are not the people we need to yellow walk, gray walk, purge, put boundaries, hit block, get a restraining order against. This is not those types. Um, so also, you can't unring that bell is sometimes when we get struck with that Cupid's arrow, we do get struck with that Cupid's arrow. But this is the energy of, either being purified in the fire, going through some kind of spiritual initiation, according to the Watchers. So there's a class of angels out there, 200 of them to be exact. There's 20 angels that would sit judgment, but there are some beings in the universe that are celestial, that are primordial, that watch the threshold. And the threshold specifically here is not between birth and death. It's between losing one's virtue, where you're pre-falling from grace. And it comes into those lines where sometimes you're called to do something, but you always need divine authority. For instance, harming another person, especially killing them, going to war. Those are things you need from the mouth of God. There are certain things as a human you just cannot do. Does that make sense? So there's something of that. There's a like threefold here: being purified in the fire, you know, it, going through initiation, or being judged by the fallen. Now, the fallen, those are the angels with the black wings. There's only 200 of them. I retract that statement. But a lot of the fallen just went into the pit with little brother Shemael, also known as Lucifer, Satan. But of all of the third of heaven that fell, there's only 200 of them that got a job in the known cosmos, meaning this side of the pit, this side of the abyss, in the light, in creation, which means they did something along the lines to redeem themselves. Most of them just completely forsook God, and when they were given a chance, they still doubled down, tripled down, and forsook God. We call that word non-reprobate, meaning when they're shown the light, they still choose the darkness. When they're shown the truth, they still choose the lie, which is really a delusion, which is really perpetuating a false reality, a false truth, and um, some kind of narrative. So there's this other energy here of karmic causes, meaning there's a mark on someone. They have a record, spiritual record, a charging sheet. Something's up on their charges. We might find our boo and they could have criminal charges. Um, if you're trying to adopt, that could be problematic. If you have any type of security clearance, that could be problematic. Uh, if you need to have guns in the house, that could be problematic. I'm just saying, for those who need to know. Foster care and adoption, you can't have a criminal living in the house. Um, Security clearance, you can't have that either. The same with guns. You would need a safe drilled into the floor with a combination they don't have. Okay, so we got the baseline here. We're starting this cycle having some type of karmic lesson. And there's karma here. Either we're dealing with the karmic that we had to deal with, Like handle them, not handle up on that, handle them. We move through the energy and now we can give love to this whatever. Now, I feel like this 2020 was once upon a time not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, which means at one time we had to purge them to flush the toilet. They might have been a rata cucaracha, pinche mendoza, pendeja, mentirosa, maricon, something like that. They might have been, nothing but putano, bastardo, they might have just been too much, doing too much. And oftentimes I say when somebody says you're too much, it means they are not enough. But maybe we weren't. Maybe we weren't all about that hood, like that thug, like that crazy. Maybe they had a complex occupation. Maybe they had funny money. I'm not getting all that. I'm getting some abstract version of what I just said. Not the whole pie, but maybe one little slice of that. So something's coming to correction here because the challenge is that there's a union, but they needed to mature. They needed to evolve. Things needed to get better. And we did need to withdraw temporarily. But that got worked out. So we did need to move forward, and they might have caught up, I'll be honest. Or, yeah, no, yeah, because their world came crashing down. I just fell into a timeline. So this is definitely love. So the story that I just heard was that somebody here is neuroatypical, neurodivergent, neuroatypical, and they don't socialize the way people do socialize. So they can either come off route or they might not catch cues, social cues, maybe some abstract version of both. And one person started to get a little snippy because they were feeling, not seen or not attended to or whatever. And one person had boundaries. Also, the person who was feeling some kind of way started to shift in their energy. And you see, the thing about that is if you're messing with the chosen one, which all children of the river are, that when you have like, I don't want to name the spectrum, but it's ASPD. It's there's a spectrum. It's literally called spectral disorder. When you're on that spectrum, usually you're twice blessed kind of deal. Like you definitely belong to the Lord's house. We're gonna move on. So that's a person what's what we call the covering on their life. They have anointing. And if somebody's feeling some kind of way, if somebody's being toxic, karmic, whatever, what have you, five of wands grows into the 10 of wands. They did something that they can't undo. They rang a bell that they can't unring. Now they do work that out while they're in a body. Wonderful, wonderful. You might go to jail and make it out, but you're still always going to have that on your record. There are even states in the places in the world where you cannot expunge your ish. You can't get rid of it. Some things follow you around. You can't pass every background check after that. There are some that only have 4 screenings, and there are some that have a list of 20. This depends on what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. So that's what this is. And it feels like it's the masculine, but it doesn't have to be. Because there's something here where it's carrying forward. Because the timeline that I saw was that something happened in the way that there was a treatment and it triggered us to walk on, walk forward. And what happened is as we left them behind, some revelation got made. And we go on about our business and become more loving, caring, and kind, more compassionate and tolerant, I have to say. And we might reach back out to them, or a message might come through from them that opens the gate, opens the door. is what I'm getting. Because we are going to move forward, but we need to be of choice of power here. Okay. Six of Wands, I mean, oh, okay. Six of Swords, King of Swords. We're wanting clearance. We're wanting passage. So with the Hangman, it means that things needed to be seen from a different perspective before whatever was being perceived was a little low vibrational. It was very much bottom of the barrel, bottom of basic, boring, ordinary, plain, common. And that's not a place to stay. That's fine if you're moving through that neighborhood. Don't get an apartment there though, because it's mediocre. There's no need to be in this divine partnership assessment for mediocre. You could skip this cast for real though, you know? So what this is there was some unhealed, unawakened energy, and we had to mature. We had to handle up on some things, increase our vibration. And who knows the side that's on, but it's saying that we matured and that they had to work on themselves. They had to get their, I'm hearing about their money, but also they had to become something that wanted to be in a relationship, not just, they needed to think about practical things because we got initiated for sure, for sure. And on their side, they had to have an experience with God. They needed to understand about the sovereignty of the universe. So now this is the situation where we're chosen. However, at one time we were just an option. And it doesn't mean that we weren't the choice. It might have seemed like the choice wasn't viable. There could have been a facade, a mirage, Seven of Cups, or there could have been gaslighting, some kind of illusion, delusion, confusion, some kind of glamour magic. It seems like Four of Pentacles were securing the situation now. But I'm concerned because Four of Pentacles, Seven of Cups could mean securing an option, not securing the choice. And we started out with the choice, Two of Wands. It's here still. And now we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Hierophant that could talk about Moon in Taurus to a lesser degree. We could talk about an Aquarius rising, maybe Aquarius rising if Mercury is in the first house. But there were things to confront, perhaps even a dark night of the soul. Moon, La Luna. And what that really means is that something went bump in the night. It was latent, unmanifest, unseen, but felt. There could also be Jupiter and Pisces here. We definitely have Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, I keep falling into timelines. It's a completely different one. Somebody reaches out and says, like, listen, this is where I was at when we were talking. This is where I'm at now. You've come to my mind because of this reason. This is what I want. So again, let me give you that formula. This is where I was at the time. This is where I'm at now. This is what's on my mind. This is what I want. You can say all that in less than 60 seconds. And the message that I was hearing was a voice note. That's for somebody. So this was from an active energy, probably masculine, doesn't have to be. Masculine for me is not gender, it's the extroversion, introversion of the universe. If you're the one in the relationship that takes more external action, meaning does more stuff outside the house, I'm not talking even about gender roles, that's the masculine. The feminine is the receptive energy and it's more introverted and is more inside the house. Now, house is not technically the domicile residence, it's actually the union itself of the connection, meaning who rules spiritually, who rules physically. Not that we both don't have a role and not that we both can't switch roles, but who does it? And who's naturally, energetically attuned to, okay, you got it. So we're in this switcheroony situation now. We're attending to this choice, we're attending to this favor. And that's the Two of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. And where we end up is that a truth comes out about something that we shouldn't let go of, Four of Pentacles. And I would say that we shouldn't let go because there's a double four here. So a double four is a commitment. La Fortuna. Yeah, see, we tried to end something, death card, but look, love's at the gate, love's at the door. And it's it's kind of blind or it's unjudgmental. But also with the sospiri, the longing, it does mean like, hey, I wasn't getting my needs met, or something didn't seem right, or something wasn't working, or there was a timing thing. There was a something in the way, and like I'm just fine with whatever being whatever. If it's not a flow, it's not a go. It doesn't mean that I don't want. It doesn't mean that I can't. It doesn't mean that I won't. It just means like it's got to come in right. It's got to be right. The energy's got to. We've got to vibe. Okay, this is a whole ass lot. Excuse my language. Okay, it's not a lot at all. Let me be quiet. Here it is. Okay, see, I'm mistaking here. I'm not. I do not have control of this deck right now. Okay. So La Falsita. It can be fake love, or there could have been fake love. So this gives me coyote energy. Um, I'm not talking about trafficking. I'm talking about navigating, negotiating. They might be military. They might come through, pull through under the cover of something using a pretext. No, actually, it's something that was hidden, that was intentionally hidden, though, falsita. This person had deep affection, but they weren't being open and honest about it. And I'm honestly getting a download situation right now. Yeah. And now they're being a little bit more open out in the open because they lost disgrazia, disgrace. It could mean misfortune as well. They're upset because they lost out on something pretty major. They wanted that thing, but since they were in some whatever kind of energy, melancholia, they couldn't. Melancholia doesn't always mean depression, melancholy. It could be you're in a depressed state. You don't have the money, you don't have the willpower, you don't have the energy, you don't have the clout, the rapport, the cred, the whatever. Doesn't always mean that you're sad, that you're not in some kind of way to handle up on something, to come through, pull through. Even though the medicine was clear, you couldn't provide it. That's what I'm getting. Dottore. And here, what was I saying? Militare, moving under the cover of something, a pretext, a pretense. So that's what I was getting with the double four. At the time that this came together, it couldn't move forward. I want to check and see what that queen and five, the alpha five. But there's something, there was some kind of Taurus moon or Aquarius rising. I want to check on that. Yeah, so if there's a Taurus energy, it's coming back. It's Torino, Taurus. Because honestly, something that we put to bed comes back. Because there's just something really super great about it. We might have actually had what we wanted, or they had what they wanted, and it slipped through the fingers for whatever reason. I'm hearing the word slept on. I don't have the context for that. Also, we have this Mercury in Aquarius here. And I keep hearing the song, you can ring my bell anytime, any place. And then I was also just told that Crossroads was talking about somebody trying to come out. Now, doesn't always mean the closet, and coming out of the closet does not always mean the gay closet. It could mean the broom closet. It could mean the entrepreneurial closet. It could mean even if you're a crafter and nobody knows, you're coming out of the crafting closet. It doesn't always, it's just a big reveal that might shift the dynamic. If you have a corporate job and all of a sudden you come out and say that you want to have like some bakery business or run a food truck or something, people might, you know, laugh at you or make fun of you or I don't know. But I hope so. We've had enough time to feel loving, caring, nurturing, and kind, or we've been nurturing something that's come to fruition. It's not a caterpillar, it's a butterfly. However, there is some kind of fake friend, inimical energy here. Now, it doesn't actually mean bad. It would be la inimica. Il nemico can mean fighting, competing. It can mean a little bit of game playing. It also can mean that we don't know how they're going to move. We don't know what's going on. They may still be in the closet if that's a thing. I don't get a lot of the energy during Aquarius. I get that energy Sagittarius. I get that during the mutable season, especially Sagittarius Gemini. It's the time of the year when that stuff gets talked about. So this coming out right now is a little bit weird. I don't think we have a download situation. I don't. But there was some, it wasn't as serious as we should have been. It was delirante, meaning there was some delirium. Okay, well, there was a false narrative being perpetuated. I just want to say, and it was harsh. It didn't just bring displeasure, it brought tears to our eyes. And the other party, whoever did this, they're going to continue to be sick. They're going to continue to be unawakened, unhealed, unrealized, unactualized. Yeah, dispiacere. They're going to continue to be receiving displeasure because for the rest of their life, they're going to be thinking about this malady, this sickness. So somebody needs to overcome something, dottore. They need some kind of assist. And it's here with the magician and the sun card. Actually, we need to, I'd like to teach the world to sing. We need to show them something, do some skill share, kind of coach them, motivate. I hate this, but sometimes it's necessary. Motivate, coach, encourage, soothe, comfort, that kind of energy. Mm, I'm not one for that, but sometimes it's necessary and it has its place. So now we're in a place where there's a union and we have the soulmates here, and then a double ace, which talks about the union. Now we're hearing Strawberry Fields. There's nothing to compare about Strawberry Fields forever. Know that it's real. Yeah, okay, so there is love budding on the horizon, and they feel it. They feel it strong. The love, but they're not going to talk about it. They're not going to be open about it. And we're not going to be open about it. Actually, they might, if they get another chance to talk about this, because after they've had time to process, they're really upset that this budding thing, the baby died. And it is, excuse my language if you've suffered that kind of loss, I apologize. But that new opportunity, that new beginning, it died. It didn't go anywhere. They're really unhappy and they're still on it. They haven't left it. Fidelta, the fidelity. They're loyal to. Yeah, and they've discussed it, maybe not with another person or their very first ever. They could be online talking to somebody saying like, listen, this came to my life. I wasn't ready. I wasn't on the up and up. I didn't handle up on it. I didn't come hard to stand on business, but I feel some kind of way it won't leave me. I can't let it go right now. I'm still on that. It was a consolation surprise. So when it came through, it had value, but it surprised them. And they had to rework out their life path spirit karma destiny. They had to do some footwork in order to let that in, honestly. And we weren't going to be able to progress. This is us. We weren't going to be able to progress without their buy-in. Speranza. We needed them to give their own input. Assent is the word. ASCENT, assent. We needed them to give, yeah. And so, in order to stay at peace, we had to let that go. And we also, it might have been a time of innocence, or we didn't do a lot of legwork on it. There's an opportunity here with the Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. There's a creative new beginning to attend to here. And we might need to come to some clarity. It might only be casual. It might only be something that we might need some one key core truth. I don't think so, but it is here in the cards. And then we have the Temperance with the Four of Wands. So this is a twin flame situation. Yeah, but and Namiko is back. So we're playing games with it. We're constantly somewhat sideways to this situation. It seems like we're at cross ends and we're competing, but we want the same thing, but we're competing. So we're going about things in a different way, even though we want the same thing. One person's going left, one person's going right, and three lefts is equals one right. And so we're looking at them thinking like, okay, keep making a left turn when I'm making a right turn. That means you don't want to go where I'm going. But believe it or not, three left turns make one right turn. So we're trying to go to the same destination, but this person's convoluted. This is from the other side. It's them, it's not us. They are moving sneaky, sideways, tricky. Yeah, there's something false. See, they won't admit that this has been on their mind. That's the thing they're trying to hide because they know that we're ripe peach, a juicy morsel. Okay. The pensavo, it means it's been on their mind. They've been thinking about it. They've been drumming the depths of their soul. And when you have consolation, it's the great consolation here. They're probably trying to soothe and console themselves because of something. So Six of Swords, Queen of Swords, we need to move on, move forward. We need things to be calm and cool. We need either to move into this or move away from this, clear point blank. Death card and the Wheel of Fortune is a windfall, an inheritance, and or the end of luck. And it's on their side. We have the Fool and the Temperance, which means a new fanaticism. Because we need to stand on our high ground here, but there's love. There's love. What I'm getting is that we need to fight for this just a little bit, not overextend ourselves at all, but like to state our intention, declare our motive, that kind of thing. We don't necessarily need to run down the street chasing after somebody, calling up exes or whatever. But if somebody's on our mind, just even put it out into the universe. I like that person. I want somebody like them or better if we can't reconnect with them. Because we survive death here. We have the death card with the strength card. That means surviving death, kind of indestructible. But the end of moderation is here as well with the temperance and the death card. Somebody may be a Scorpio moon, to a lesser degree, Leo rising. If there's a Leo rising, Mars would be in the first house. So the devil came up, but the hangman came up before the devil. So we learned something. But also we needed to overcome something as well. And it's the masculine or the external, the person who's not us, they are the ones who have this thing to work out. They have anxiety. 7 of Wands with the devil card, they have anxiety. They can't get moving, they can't get things off the ground. 8 of Wands with the devil. They definitely need love with the 4 of Wands and the devil, but they are not able to overcome some kind of obstacle with the 2 of Wands and the devil. We need to tell them or lead them out of lead. We need to tell them or lead them. That's what this is saying. The reason is because when these seeds get planted, they will be protected. But also when these seeds get planted, it's going to hurt a little bit. Maybe the truth is going to hurt and they know that. Because we need to allow for ourselves to let go of certain things, to move on from certain things, and it's going to bring us face to face with the things we need to confront in ourselves. It's going to give them an expansion. I'm checking on this 4 of Swords with. I'm checking on this 4 of Swords with the Judgment card. Yeah, here's the deal. They definitely have affection. And we're kind of new at this. Something. I don't think it's the whole everything or getting a relationship off the ground or whatever. But we are being targeted or projected at 9 of Swords. Something is breaking into our environment, trying location. It's haunting us. But the past is going to come up to confront here. Past coming up to haunt or confront. Okay, so we have all of the twin flame union. We had to take time alone. 2 9s. 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. Somebody might have their Mars in Gemini. Let me check. Born in the 3rd house. This guy said the Tower. That's Mars. Okay, so the other side is going crazy out of their head. Desperado gelosia. It's desperate jealousy. I'll be right back. So we're on the path towards union, soulmate union community partnership with the Lovers card here. And we start out with another double 9, which usually means forced isolation, something of those lines. But we end up towards seeds being planted and growing together, some harmony or recognition of the entity of this connection. I'm going to do one more just to see where it goes. Yeah, now we have the Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. So there's a long-term relationship here if we can get there. We would need to see what the other side wants. It's clear here something needs to be worked out, and it's clear, it's easy to say, talk about it, work it out. I don't do all that. What do you want? Working through somebody's ambivalence and inability to see a decision or make a decision requires to know where they are and to know what they want. Maybe they don't know, but that's what they need to say. It's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the honor to do so. We just got a whole bunch of cards here. Scorpio, Sagittarius, settling, inner turmoil, deceit, Aries. That's what they were going to do. If one person was a chaser, we would have chased them down, but now we're having a glow up and something's here. Gemini, Aries. Their actions don't match their words. They're lying to themselves. Yeah, I'm hearing you didn't even want to admit it to yourself. And now your chest burns and your back aches because now there is the showing up on your face. But we're connected to them, telepathic. And you'll never be happy, you'll never be whole until you see the beauty in growing old. Get it together, you got to heal your body. Yeah, inner child, you got to heal your heart, yeah. Yeah, so they're burning up inside, not having access to us, connection to us, and that's really where they're replaying things in their mind. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, boo. Okay, I don't know where the giddiness is coming from now. They're just separated by the elements, these decks. This is a calibrated deck. So this has been a message about a reunion, not a reconciliation, but a reunion, Three of Cups. Something happened where one side needed to mature and the other side needed to be clear on what they wanted. They did go away and work on themselves, but there's some sentimentality here. Both parties are thinking about the other one. And there's new beginnings, but an attachment's going to need to come out of this pretty quick or we're going to lose it. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. There's a quick prayer for all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, trapped in the matrix, lost to the seas of time, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine and unconditional love and universal oneness. Ho'oponopono, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I pray that you have your steps ordered, your path illuminated, and that you return home in salvation with redemption. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Until we meet again, until we meet again. Namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. Like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session. Send a donation. Dandavat. Das Vidanya, Avidazane. Take good care. Bye-bye.